Like Philippe Clement, I just can't sit around. I just can't take it. I just can't stop talking Rangers, and I just can't sit still. Guys, Philippe Clement's 100% focused. Are we? Let's do this. Hello guys, welcome back to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host Owen, the channel that brings you your team every single day. Well, now it does anyway. Anyway, loving the new shirt? Loving the new shirt, guys, loving the new shirt. Anyway, look, Philippe Clement, I think we can all agree that has done a phenomenal job since he's come back. He hasn't come back anyway. No, since he's joined the club as the club's manager. And this international break, although it is very boring, does give him a time to actually work with the players and develop that understanding and develop that style of play that little bit more. And he is 100% focused. He's a winner. And the quote that I shared the other day on the podcast with Shona and with Scott was this one here. And I think this kind of just sums him up to a T. We're going to talk a little bit about what he's had to say about, this international break period and getting ready for the games after the international break period, in particular that game against that club up the north. He says, I'm a winner. I have won as a player. I have won as a manager. And I want to win here at Rangers. This club is built on collecting trophies, too right, Philippe, on a regular basis. And that has to be our objective. And this man is solely 100% focused on doing that. We know that. He is very hopeful, very positive about what he has seen from his side so far. And I think there's certainly the hope there that he is expressing through the interview and through what he says. And I think what we all hope is that the run that we've been on since he's taken over can continue despite this break in domestic fixtures for yet another boring international break. He won all his domestic fixtures to date. He has been fantastic. His substitutions are brilliant. His in-game management is spot on. His genius. He is a genius. I really do think that he is a quality manager with a track record, guys. I'm not talking out the top of my head here. The guy has a track record, but he's been talking to the media, and you know what? He brings heart, he brings passion. This is a photo. I think I love this photograph. This is Philippe Clement, 280 for me. Anyway, this is what he's had to say. He said, it's difficult to say because I don't put expectations on things. I live from day to day. And you know what, Philippe? And you know what, guys? That's kind of what I've learned over recent years, in the last 7 years, to live from day to day. That, there's no point having expectations of anything that's going to happen. No point having expectations for the future. You've got to live from day to day. You've got to, set your targets on an individual daily basis, get to the end of the day and think, did I achieve those? Yes, I did. And that's what Philippe Clement is quite clearly doing, going week to week, game to game, month to month. If I step into a club, I take in a lot of information, and we know that Philippe has been working on that assessment period, hasn't he, with the club? I look at a lot of games. I saw all the games. You get an idea of the potential of the group, then you start working with people. I am not somebody who was a fixed idea before, also not now, about players, because you can always have positive surprises. I love them, that players go beyond expectations, and I hope to see a lot of those in the next couple of months. And I think that is certainly something we've seen from Philippe Clement, that there has been a rise in talent, a rise in ability, a rise in desire, a rise in passion, a rise in effort, in willingness, in hardness of work, in just the whole way that the club has kind of changed since this man has come into the club. Craig Moore was talking about the club, and he was talking about the difference between Rangers now and Rangers under Michael Beale. And he talked about the fact that realistically, it is a slap in the face, isn't it, for Michael Beale in effect? And I think he's right, in that assertion. He talked about the fact that you look at these players, and these are the same players. Philippe Clement has not changed this squad. He's not really introduced too many different players than Michael Beale was using at any point during the season. And he says it's a real slap in the face for Michael Beale, because the players are showing 100% more energy, 100% more desire, 100% more willingness to work. And he says Craig Moore said that he believed the team can only grow as time goes on, and he believes with the club only 8 points with a game in hand that could take it down to 5, there is very much still a title race on in Scotland. He told Go Radio, this is Craig Moore, this is now talking. He said that Rangers, you can see clear signs of improvement, but what I would say is they haven't been playing amazing football, which, is right. I think we've been playing good football, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite there yet. And then Philippe has been clear in that, it's always going to be a process that takes time. If we go back to the start of Philippe, and we talked about how he talked about, wanting players to interchange positions and to be more fluid in their style. That is something that will take time to introduce. It's not an instant fix. And certainly we've seen that, but we've seen improvement. And that's, I think, at the start of the season when Beale came in, when Beale was there and he made the changes that he made, all we wanted to see was progress. And we never saw that week on week. We saw regression. Now we are seeing progress week on week. We are seeing a better passing game, a quicker game. We are seeing a better defensive game. We are seeing a better attacking game. We are seeing a better element of everything from a lot of these players, even players who have in the past massively underperformed. You know, Craig Moore went on to say, this is a difference, which is, for me, is a bit of a slap in the face for Michael Beale. It's energy, desire, willingness to work. That clearly wasn't the situation at the back end of Michael Beale's time. He said that should be a given, of course, with a new manager coming in with a clean slate, a normal situation with a new manager. Rangers have found an energy and mentality which has enabled them to go and win games of football on a consistent basis. And it is right. We have, you know, really kind of become a bit of a, going back to that, you know, that winning machine. And that's what Clement says. He wants that winning machine, doesn't he? He says at this moment in time, it's not been playing amazing football. It's being professional and getting the job done. And I think that can only grow as the season kicks on. And I think it will be an intense title race. And I think Clement and Moore is right. You know, this is only going to develop and this is only going to get better as this season progresses. Because look, at the end of the day, you know, Clement has only been here for about a month now. He's only had 8 games in charge of the team. He's only had a few sessions to work with the players. And when you're playing, you know, the Saturday, Thursday, Sunday, or Sunday, Thursday, Sundays, or, you know, we've had games between Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. You don't get a lot of training sessions or a lot of time on the field to actually work on tactics, on developing your style, on implementing what you want to see from the players, or how you want them to move and how you want them to interchange, and how at certain times of the game you want to see them do this and that, and how you can prepare for certain situations. And we're certainly starting to see that. You know, there's a fascinating comment from Searle in his post-match interview that he talked about how they prepared for defending throw-ins and how that helped obviously contribute to the first goal against Livy. And that shows the detail and the sort of the way that he looks and the analytical way that he looks at this game, and the way he develops this style of play that Rangers are working towards. Clement is clearly a very clever man, and he really is a man who is very driven. And we know that from what he has said and how he has behaved on the sideline, that he is, you know, he's gone at referees, he's gone at fourth officials, he's gone at opposition managers. He has a real presence about him. And I think that 100% focus that he has, and it is clear that he has, is going to rub off on these players and is rubbing off on these players. And the longer he gets to work with these players, the more time he gets to implement what he wants, how he wants them to play, to line up, to move, to defend set pieces, to attack as a group, to defend as a group, will be better for the club. And you will only see further progress as time goes on. That, I think, is quite clear. I, for one, am exceptionally impressed with what I've seen so far. Now, obviously, the post-international break, we go up north and we play that team from up north, the one that lies down whenever they ever play Celtic, but plays us like it's their Champions League final. And certainly, our record over the last 85 games against them is very good indeed. We've won 51 of 85. They've won 13 of 85 with 21 draws. We've scored 158 goals to their 73 goals, so more than double the number of goals they've got. So our record against them is very good indeed, and that's certainly something, you know, that I think that we need to see continued when we play them on the 26th of November, which will be live streamed here on the channel, of course. So, guys, come join me for that. As always, guys, thank you. Welcome back. I take just a day or two off, just a little bit of headspace, just, you know, a few things going on personally. But there we go. We're here. We're talking Rangers, guys. As always, love your comments. Get your comments in, please, and smash the like for me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, come on, guys. We're on a mission. We want to get to 4K subs sooner rather than later. I need the channel to get there, guys. The quicker I get there, the quicker I can do even more with this channel, really develop it and really push it on. And that's what we're all about, celebrating the fact we are one family. We are one Rangers family, one Rangers community. Thanks for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. And as always, please, on the way out, 2 things I love you to do for me. Number 1, smash the like. Number 2, remember always, we are the people.